and the graces as well as the favors we have received until this moment. The gift of life, the gift of family, friends, education, and all that has helped us build ourselves what we are today. Just say thank you in your mind. Gently rub your palms and place them over your entire face. And open your eyes. Very good evening. Welcome to this evening's wisdom sharing. My name is Rita D'Souza. I am a mind coach. I help people uplift their spirit and live a happy, carefree life, feeling good and optimistic. The topic for this evening is embrace positivity as well as eliminate sarcasm now. When emotionally wounded, we taunt other people just to make us look better. Whether used in praise, anger, criticism, sarcasm is definitely negative energy. So in the excuse of sounding humorous, witty, or sharp, have you been sarcastic? Have you been sarcastic? Sarcasm carries negative energy and hence weakens our relationships. Passive negative remarks about someone depletes our own vibration and aura. Remember that a person at the receiving end of your taunt feels pained or angry. Sarcasm may not always make you sound smart or funny. Instead, it reveals that you carry hatred, jealousy, pain, anger, as well as insecurity. This reduces your credibility as a person. The root cause of sarcasm lies in your own wounds, which have not been healed. When you are uneasy within, you become bitter with the world around you. Take responsibility to heal yourself, accepting that your emotions are completely your creation. Every word you speak is your energy. So it either disempowers as well as it does empower you and the environment around you. Meditate, study spiritual wisdom to think positive, as well as to grow yourself from within. You can start using right words, right terms in your conversations. Promise yourself to only use high energy words as part of your life, as part of your conversations. People may not be right. Situations will always be challenging, but don't permit them to bring your vibrations down. A few days of paying attention will clean that vocabulary to finish sarcasm, which is part of your personality. For those of you who would like to contact me, you can do so via Instagram. My Instagram ID is Your Mind Mastery. You are mind, MIND Mastery, MASTERY. I've got some thought provoking questions that I would like to ask each one of you. I do not need the answers. It's for you to reflect upon where are you today and where you want to be in the future. Just 3 of them, but they're very deep. What are some situations where you find yourself resorting to sarcasm, and what emotions do you think are driving that behavior? Number 2, can you identify a recent interaction where you felt misunderstood or hurt by someone else's words? How did you respond? And what might you do differently next time? Number 3, reflecting on your personal growth journey. What steps have you taken to heal emotional wounds, and how has this affected your interactions with other people? Thank you for the opportunity you have given me to reach out to you and share with you that sarcasm is absolute negative energy. At some point of time, we all have done that. I am no saint without paint. But how do I want to change myself from this moment onwards? We may have received sarcastic remarks by family, friends, mother-in-law, very famous. And how do we resort and bless them, knowing that they are in despair? I'd like to hear from you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Rita ji. Very interesting session, thought-provoking questions as well. In my life, now looking back, I noticed that every instance that someone else were a cause of the pain or suffering I undergo, I realized that those were the chances and situations that I need to reflect upon myself. And many times I noticed that I was too harsh at my own self, or rather, I was taking things so serious. And I kind of take couple of statements with me. One is, all is well, take it easy policy. And I repeat them. And it is not that I don't have on a day-to-day basis certain instances on which thoughts run in my head constantly. And how do I notice it? Very easily is when I sit silent, when I sit into meditation. That is when, if a particular thought, repetitive thought, concerned to someone else's behavior comes back, in those states, I try to convince myself that I am the reason for such things, and what is it that I have to change within me. And I always reflected upon like that. it is not to say that it is always on me, but again, after certain trial and error, I as well know how to respond and not to take, how do you say, um, not blame, but let's say, just to say that I have made my own personal efforts, and now I'm free to choose in order to move away from certain situations. And I do that freely, joyfully, without a you know, um, pinch of feeling that I'm doing it wantedly, but because I know I have put my greater efforts consciously. So, um, so I see that any situation, any conversation that incurs a pain is a doorway to understand that situation better, looking into my own self. That is how I always looked, and that is how I kind of learned about myself better. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ramji. Would anyone else care to comment something? So, as part of my learning and growth, as well as my evolution, sharing with all of you, I've realized it's important for myself in my relationships with my family, my in laws, draw boundaries. You can very respectfully inform them you do not appreciate it. And if it's not respected and it's not paid heed, you step aside. Nobody wants to be trampled upon, and no one wants to be belittled. And I think we all need to have that love and respect for ourselves where we very gracefully step aside. And that's the only way I think people understand. And at the end of the day, we make choices for ourselves, which is taking us above or dropping us below. Yes.
Hi, Rita, this is Mridula.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I liked your talk today. It's very important. The first thing is when we are in a situation that if we're not in a pleasant situation and some things are escalating or changing, not in a positive way, the first thing we have to ask is what part I'm playing in that. And once we figure out that part, then if there's hurt or some kind of feeling, yes, we need to have a dialogue. But if the dialogue is not fruitful, then, like you said, we have to respect our boundaries. Respect is number one. Self-love is number one. Respect is number one. Whether it's workplace or family or even good friends, if there's no respect, then in actuality, there's no love if there's no respect. So then we have to decide, shall we continue this further or shall we step away, as you said? So, and we deal with this every day. It's not, or every other day or often in our life. So this is a good message. I really liked it because I also have to sit and reflect. What part am I playing? Is my hurt valid? Is it because of myself or because of the other person? If it's the other person, I engage in a conversation. Yes, you hurt me. And then if they continue a dialogue where it's not it's not a self it's not a healing dialogue, I guess the best word I can put. Then if it's more of a aggressive where it causes harm to both of us or at least more hurt, then that's the time to step away, actually. So thank you so much for sharing this with everyone today. And I appreciate that.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. At the end of the day, is what I would understand is what I have been observing is we can always be kind, generous, and compassionate, and give a couple of chances to the person who's speaking to you very ruthlessly in an extremely sarcastic manner. But at some point of time, you have to have that love for yourself and that respect and say, listen, boss, I do not appreciate the way you talk to me. Okay. In the past, for some reason, I have tried to let go and understand, but not anymore. And we do not have to howl and shout and scream and create a scene. No, in very respectful tone and say, listen, we need to talk. This has been happening on several occasions, and I have tried my best to let go and to calm down and to just let it go. But there is a limit. Malteji, shoot.
Yeah.
Good evening. Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm not going to shoot anybody.
I'll die.
Well, sarcasm can hurt people, right? Both especially the person that is receiving it. And what I found was, especially when you're in a group, right? When somebody sort of says something very sarcastic to you personally in the group, that is even more hurting. So what do? I check why am I feeling hurt because somebody is saying that? Where is that coming from? Okay. Actually, the hurt, the feelings I own, actually, right? And the thoughts also, I own it. So where I check where is it coming from and why. And what I also do, for an example, I used to help a very good friend of mine. She's still a very good friend. Well, she's still a good friend, right? They used to have religious functions, okay? And for making food and everything, she used to call a few of us to help her, and we used to go. I used to go. But the thing was, they were all Punjabi ladies and they were talking in their own language, which I didn't understand a single word, right? And they would laugh as well, right? And I used to think, why am I here? Why am I here when they're doing this? Okay. Knowing very well, all of them I know every one of them who was there very well. Okay. So they all know I can't speak Punjabi language. And she said, oh, you should learn. I said, how about you learning Tamil? My language. For a change, I told her. Instead of me learning your language. And then I slowly withdrew myself from helping her. When she called a couple of times, I gave her some excuse, and that she got the message that I won't come. But she's still a good friend. I'm not saying I'm not cut her out completely, but she has changed a lot. This has happened few years ago. So now she's changed completely, okay? She sees me in a very different light.
Thank you, Malteji. At the end of the day, our actions speak louder than words. And it's important to love, respect yourself, and draw lines, draw boundaries.
Yes.
Germany, Switzerland, and just so many of our European as well as the Asian countries,
Yes.
draw boundaries.
Yeah.
This is what I'll take. This is what I won't take. And sorry about it, but I have my limit as well.
Exactly.
Thank you. Yeah. Great. All right, sarcasm is negative energy. So many of us, at some point of time, we may have done it, we still do it. It's upon us to take charge, reduce it, or cut it off. We can even make conversations without being sarcastic. And we all know through the passages I just read is sarcasm means you're harboring anger, jealousy, hatred, as well as insecurity. I don't think in my mind it's worth it. So would any of you like to say anything else? Okay. Thank you very much. I had a wonderful experience talking and chatting with all of you. We shall meet tomorrow morning for the meditation, followed by the wisdom sharing. Wish you all a wonderful evening. Life is beautiful. We make it beautiful for ourselves. Take charge. See you all. Cheers. And for those who want to reach out to me, your mind mastery is calling you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ramji. Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much.
Thank you. Pleasure's mine. Take care.